Aloha, I'm Dr. Val, Kauai Psychologist, and today's tip is entitled The 3 R's of Sleep. Sleep has been discovered to be so very important in our lives, especially over the last 10 years. There's been much research that demonstrates benefits and detriments of getting enough sleep or not getting enough sleep. For instance, some of the benefits. It helps you to think clearly and pay attention. It increases your alertness. It helps in memory formation and in the learning process. We need to have rest so that our brain can solidify those things in our environment that we've been trying to encode, trying to make a memory. But if you don't get the rest and the sleep that you need, it won't finish the process for you. It'll improve your well-being, it'll improve your performance, and it mitigates stress. And here's some of the detriments of not getting enough sleep. First of all, dear to my heart, the mood disorders like depression and anxiety. It correlates with increased amount of those types of things in our life. It also increases the probability that we will come down with some kind of neurodegenerational type of a disease like dementia. It's correlated highly with obesity, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, and emotional overreactivity to the stressors. It's normal for us to react to a stressor in the environment, but overreactivity is correlated with the lack of sleep. And last but not least, it impairs our immunity. So hopefully I've presented my case for improving your sleep. So I want to give you 3 elements that I've come up with that I think will be helpful in improving your quality of sleep. And then hopefully you can determine how much sleep that you need during these COVID-19 days. First of all, we need to establish sleep routines. That will help you to prepare your mind, your body, and your spirit for the readiness to sleep. The more you can have the same schedule, the same routine, brushing your teeth and getting ready for bed, saying your prayers, reading the Bible possibly, preparing for sleep, the better off you will be. The more routine, the more you stick to it, and even the same times. Going to sleep at the same time, waking up at the same time will improve your sleep. So the first R is routine. The second R is responsibilities. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do may sound kind of excessive, but I think you're going to find it very helpful. And it only takes just a minute or two. And that is, before you go to sleep, get a notepad and list those things that you might be concerned about, worried about, and then list those things that you're going to be doing tomorrow, the to-do list. That gets it out of your brain, puts it onto a tangible place where you can just return to that when you wake up in the morning. It frees you of that feeling that I got to ruminate on these things, going over and over them so I remember them. No, you don't have to, because you've got it listed down. So the second R is responsibilities. Now the third R is represent, and what I mean by that is actually to employ something I call mental imagery. Now I think probably a lot of us know what that is, but it's using your imaginal capacity to represent those things that are in your environment or things that are in your fantasy world. For instance, this is what I mean by represent and using it for good sleep. If you would like to have a peaceful feeling before you go to sleep, you can use a mental image that creates a peaceful environment for you. You can imagine yourself at a peaceful place you've been, or maybe just a fantasy type of a place that you conjure up in your head, a place that has peaceful things, maybe peaceful people, that will allow you to relax. So using representation or imagery in that respect can give you some peace. Here's another and last and final tip that has to do with representation and imagery, and that is, if you're having trouble with nightmares, I think you can use mental imagery. I've used this myself and I've used this with my clients. Run through the last nightmare that you had in your head, but use imagery to make it do whatever you would like for it to do. Make it end up how you would like it to end up. Instead of it being a nightmare, it can be really a wonderful experience. And just before you go to sleep, use that imagery to rehearse that. What you're doing is you're programming your mind to go over that before you slide off into sleep. My guess is this will be helpful. So the 3 R's of sleep: routine, responsibilities, and represent. Give it a try. See if it doesn't help you in your sleep process. Bless you guys.